Growing up like the way I did, poor, and with none of those luxuries, all of those things made you much more hungry for success. So when you grow up like that, you don't shy away from anything. I mean, working with me was kind of like never, oh my God, I have to work. I loved working. If it was in bodybuilding or making an endorsement here or an investment in an apartment building or starting a mail order business or getting into movies or doing this or doing that, it's like, wow, this is really amazing. But it took a lot of hard work, but I never shied away from work. And I think that my hunger and my desire and my fire in the belly and that nothing could stop me, I think that comes from growing up the way I did.
Largest companies in the world, billionaire entrepreneurs, entertainers, Serena Williams in the sports field, Hugh Jackman, Pitbull. The one thing they all have in common, I think, is they're hungry. And I know that sounds simplistic, but I believe that's the single most important element that separates the quality of people's lives. It's not just the ability to have hunger, but to sustain it. Hunger means that you want more. You want more of yourself. You want to make a bigger difference. You want to be a better parent. You want to do something more than there is today, and that you don't get satisfied. Most people start out with hunger at an early stage of life and they lose it. But the people that come to me are hungry either because something's happened, they've had a birthday with a 0 on it, they've gone through a divorce, they're starting a business and they know I've got to have a different level, or they're the best in the world and they're always looking for that edge that makes the difference. Everybody is born with hunger, a desire to grow, to expand, to learn, and then disappointment sets in early in life for most people, and then we look to blame something outside of ourselves. And there are many events in our lives that can affect us all. We've all had pain and challenges, but I think if you can find within yourself the part of you that wants to constantly give something more than yourself, if you can find a mission larger than yourself, then you're more pulled to do something than trying to push yourself. And pull has much more power than push.
How bad do you want your goal right now? I think there's a lot of people in the world today, because it's a really niche thing to talk about, I want this is my outcome, this is my goal. Like, how bad do you want? Do you want it as bad as breathing? Do you want it as bad as anything you've ever wanted in your life? And if you calibrate it at the highest enough levels, what I found is the people that are the hungriest, they find a way. When you know why you want something, when it's desperation, the power of being desperate is something that most people avoid. They think desperation is a weakness. And I'm here to tell you, desperation is one of the most powerful emotions you could possibly possess, because when you're desperate, you find reserves and reservoirs of ideas, talents, and a strength that you don't know you have when you find yourself in a desperate situation. So ironically, the one thing most people avoid in their life, hunger, which is caused by being desperate. When you're starving, you become desperate. Think of somebody who's starving on the street. They've got to, how resourceful would you get if your children were literally starving and you had to feed them, right? So the number one thing we need more than anything to win is hunger, which comes from a state of desperation. Yet we're constantly trying to comfort ourselves in the real world to avoid the state of being desperate.
When everyone else is down, when everyone else gives up, I will keep going. You have to find your victory point. You may be hurt. You may be going through pain. You may have just gotten fired from your job today. You may have lost a loved one. But I tell you, there is hope for tomorrow. Don't give up. Don't throw the towel in. It's not over yet. You have some more fight in you. Get up, dust yourself off, and let's go. Let's go on to your dreams. Let's go on to your purpose. Let's go on to a better life. That person that's not in your life no longer, it may be for the better. That friend may not have been a true friend. And that job you lost, there's a better job ahead. If you're a student in school, this is not the last test you'll take. Try harder, study harder, and focus more. You got this. That athlete that's out there and you're not training how you're supposed to. Your team is dependent on you to be the leader. So go 10, 15 minutes harder, 5, 10 more reps. Coach, put more pressure on me because I will be the leader. You think I won't make it? Try me. I will stand up to any task, any day, anywhere. I've been a failure before, Now it's time for me to succeed. I've been without and I'm hungry for success.